Hello, everyone. I'm trying to think, what is it that you see here? I think I'll just close my laundry area. Hold on one moment. When I first moved here, I was just dead set on building a laundry area off the kitchen, sort of into the garage, elevated, same level. I was all keen on that, and I really thought about that for a long time. And you get used to stuff, and now it's just so convenient having it here when, you're working in here. It's so convenient rather than going in and out the door and all that. Hello, everybody. Wow, Daisy Joe, this is a rare event. So, yes, I think you can see it. I hit my head today. I don't want to put anything on there. So it's just a casualty of what do you call it? What do you call it? Transition? No, not transition. Progressive lenses. Because when you get close to, when you're looking down to pick up something on the floor, that peripheral from here to here, you just don't see that. You're just seeing what's straight ahead, and bop, right on the corner there. And also, I learned a very powerful lesson today. Don't talk while you're eating, because you might bite your tongue like I did today. Well, I don't know. It says top. Oh, set to live instead of top. Okay. All messages are visible. That would be hard. Well, anyway, now whatever anybody said earlier, I won't have seen. So Jack had me reset my live chat. So I guess it moves as you guys comment. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got a big bump there. I was bleeding for a while, and I thought, well, that was smart. Talking while I'm eating, eating an apple, no less. Apple is like, big chunks. So I'm drinking cold things. And this is kombucha in a vintage glass. Let's see. Well, now you tell me, Jack. I've only been doing these live streams for 2 years, but okay. I am not the most tech person. In fact, hello, February. Welcome to February, everyone. And now I'm thinking, I did this live stream. What are your January goals? Well, I didn't meet my January goals. I don't know about you guys, but one of my February goals is to, besides try to bring some order into my, Lyndon is in there howling, and I will go in, and she'll just be sitting in front of her water bowl, and there'll be water in the bowl, and she'll look around at me, and I don't know what if that's dementia, or I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, one of my February goals is to, in addition to bringing some order inside my house, is to get on to Linux. Do we have any Linux users here? I'm just curious. It just all seems so overwhelming for a non-tech person. Yes, it was beautiful here today, and I was inside. But you know what? I'm happy, because you know what I did? You can't really see it, but I got out my juicer. By the way, if you want to buy a juicer that will last you the rest of your life, I don't know how many of course, that whole Ninja thing came about after I bought my juicer 22 or so years ago. If you want to buy a juicer that lasts forever, get a Green Star. I mean, hopefully they're still making them. Maybe, I think they're made in the US. I hope so. They're still. That's 20 years, so anything could have happened, but to the quality. But this thing is like a tank. And, about 10 years ago, I thought, well, I'm just going to call the company and see if I need to replace the blades or anything. And they're going, no, they're self-sharpening. I'm going, oh, so this thing's just going to last me forever. And she goes, yeah, pretty much. So I suppose if you were trying to make green juice, make fresh juice out of, vegetables, for 100 people or something, and you could burn the motor up, I suppose. But the moving parts it's just pretty amazing. That's what are the symptoms of kidney failure? Connie is telling me that my cat may have dementia. One cat of hers did that, and he also had kidney failure. I wonder if she's got something. She goes number one an awful lot. She drinks a lot of water and goes number one a lot. So I wonder if that's the same. That makes sense, Daisy Joe, but I don't even really think she's aware that they're in here. I mean, I literally had one of these big white cats in my arms and walked right by her, and I don't remember, I think it was Tiger. Tiger didn't make a sound. She didn't even look up. She was looking at my knees. And I just kind of got down on her level and showed her the cat, and she didn't even seem to see it. So I actually don't know how well she can see. But she can still hear. I know that. Hello, Haffy. Thank you. Let's see, do we have other? Jack is here. I haven't heard from Patricia today. I want to say hello quickly to Susie. Thank you for tuning in early. Kristen is here. Gina, Cherie, Daisy Joe, Todd, Central Texas, right on time. Thank you. Rose is here from Ramblin' Rose. TD is 7A in New Jersey. It just really surprises me that it's 7A all the way up there, because that's what it is here. Southeast Ohio. Sorry. Jenny is here. Good. Stocked up. Yeah, I just got my wood in. I got enough wood in for 2 days because I didn't want to go out if it's just absolutely pouring. Cass is here. Yes, you made the live. Yay. Yvonne is here. Yeah, I know. Leanne is here from Idaho. Jamela from Trinidad and Tobago. Good. I'm glad you're getting better, Daisy Joe. I'm glad. I hope you're taking the vitamin protocol and everything that supposedly really helps get you better really fast. Let's see. Ed is here from Scottsdale. Scottsdale? Okay, whatever. Let's see. Oh, okay. Thanks, Jack. Just learned this little trick. I should have known, but Tracy is here. Hey, Tracy, you're one of the main reasons I switched to Tuesday night, just so you know. Southern Alabama Garden is here. BJ. She could be in pain. But, when I walk in, I say, what is it? She stops, so I don't know. Seems more like it might be what Connie suggested. Hey, Gemma is here. And wow. I'm not keeping her around to 21. She's not in great shape now. She just barely can get from in here to back there. That's why I keep the food in here and the water and the litter in there. So she's forced to get a little bit of movement, Maybe sugar. I don't know what that means. Let's see. 3 3 to 4 inches of rain, and I have a cistern that's leaking like a sieve. Wow. Nothing I can do about it. I can't do it myself. So Rob is here from 66 degrees. Yeah, it was almost 60 today. I walked out with my jacket on, just in this blouse, to go down to the compost bins, and I was like sweating when I got back. I thought, why did I wear that jacket? It was really warm. But the storm is moving in tonight, right? Yeah. Jack said I'm getting 3 to 4 inches of rain. And I don't know if it's anyway. I saw that it could turn to ice, and that's what we have to worry about. Susan is here from Central AZ. Oh, fantastic, Daisy Joe. That's yeah, I figured type 1 diabetic. Yeah. That's difficult, when you've got a comorbidity like that. I don't like that word. When you've got another condition. I used to have, my raw food guy used to, even with cancer, he would say, cancer is not this is what he said. Okay. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling what he said. He's passed away, but from an accident, but he would always say cancer is a condition. It's not a disease. It's a condition. And if you change certain things in your life, you will improve the condition. That was his philosophy. I have not put that to the test. Okay. So Tracy's having surgery next Tuesday. Hip surgery, I think. I mean, you were hoofing it all over those hills at the Homesteaders of America conference. Although standing around waiting in line is probably harder on your hip than walking. Gail, I know. I've thought about, I've certainly thought about, because Lyndon was really bad off last summer. When I say last summer, I mean summer, not last summer, the summer before last. The summer I moved, and I was going back and forth and everything, and people she didn't know were taking care of her, and she got really bad off, and I thought that was going to be it back then, and then she rallied. But I have thought about how I would handle it here, because I have had to go to a vet and put an animal down, have an animal put down before, and that was twice. That was cold and hard, and I just thought, well, if I have to do it, they have a traveling vet here, and I would just, have everything really nice and everything, and just spend the evening together and do it like that if I had to do it. But I hope I don't. Okay, Jack doesn't think I'm going to get hit with too much ice, so that's good. Keith is here. Hello, Keith. That should be interesting, Daryl. Yeah, she doesn't like to be picked up, Cherie, so yeah. Really, Rob? I don't know that she would eat that. She's very picky. But I did have moringa powder. I think I used all that. And I have some other green powder. Huh. That's interesting. Oh gosh, Gemma, I'm so sorry. Gemma just lost her brother-in-law. Wow. In the hospital, I assume? People aren't faring very well if they go to the hospital. Kevin is here from Florida. Yes. Yeah, well, they were going to do that sooner, and I don't know what happened. It was going to be in November. It was going to be in December, and now they're I think they're planning it again. I hope. Let's see. 6 to 12 inches of snow in Missouri. Oof. Yeah, that's a lot. I wonder if Doug and Stacy are back from Florida. They went down to Florida for a conference. I forgot the name of it, but it was like the old ways, doing things the old ways. And they went down there with Gary, who, helped Doug build his mother's house, in two, what do you call it? Two RVs. Yeah, two RVs. So he's going to get home in time to get slammed with that weather. Right. Christy, where are you driving up from? Oh, that's good, Daisy Joe. Please give him my best. Oh, right. Yes, you did tell me that. Edwin sold his ranch and bought an equestrian estate in Scottsdale. Wow. What a life. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Gemma, I am very sorry to hear that. So he died in the hospital. Yeah, that's happening to a lot of people. So if I can give any advice, stay out of the hospital. if there's any way, stay out of the hospital. We've lost our patient rights in hospitals. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. I know that's really true. Not too many people realize, that, older people realize that all the freight in this country used to be carried by train. In my little tiny town, we had a train with a passenger service and a cargo service, and we had a little train station. It was down by the river. Well, not down by the river, but as close as you can get to the river without going down into the river. And I don't know. I think they maybe even tore the building down. They've done so many retrofitting or renovating of train stations, and even old locomotives and stuff. When I was driving across the country to come here, there was a town in Texas, and they had renovated an old locomotive with a coal car that was sitting in front of a little museum, and I took a picture of it. You might have seen it in one of my videos. But yeah, I just, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but hey, go Canada. Thank you for doing what you're doing. A red potato seed shortage. Has anyone heard about a red potato seed shortage? I haven't. And by the way, do we have any Canadians on tonight? Please speak up. 69 of you are here. If you're here for the first time, I'm Kaye, obviously, and I am on a homestead in Tennessee after starting my channel and my gardening life in a very small yard, basically front yard. I had some things in the back, but didn't have much sun back there, and in California, in Los Angeles. And so I made my move from LA, and I came back to my home state of Tennessee. That's why I'm here. My mother's about an hour and a half from me, and I got one brother 4 hours away. My son's 4 hours away. My other brother and his family are about an hour and a half away. My sister's about 2 hours away. So everybody's pretty close, and I'm kind of centrally located. And I wanted more space to grow more food because, I've been listening to a lot of channels and about, all the things that could be happening. And so I want to be prepared. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay, so how many people have seen empty shelves in stores? Because Kevin is saying that, and somebody else said, who was it that just said that about the red potato, Southern Alabama garden? I wanted to buy seed potatoes because I wound up throwing away the ones that I had because they were just covered in white, I don't know, mold or something. And I just didn't want to go to the trouble and use all that soil and then turn out with a sick plant. So I have some organic fingerling potatoes that have budded out just because I didn't get around to eating them. So I could grow those, but I don't have any, meaty size red potatoes well, actually I have some from the store that I could plant. They're starting to bud out because I haven't gotten around to eating them. But it's too early to plant anything outside. So, by the time by the time we get to March or April, Daryl, when can we plant potatoes outside? Daryl will settle it. Wow, Susan's still waiting on potatoes. Thank you, Tracy. That's good. Forever Settled is saying that Ryan Hall and Weatherman Plus are two good ones to look for when it's got serious weather. That's right, Rob. So you're planting potatoes already, or you would be if you could get them, Southern Alabama? Remind me your name so I don't keep calling you a state. Let's see. They have Yukon Gold. Uh-huh. Actually, that sounds like a good, if John is saying the railroad station, the tracks are used for ATV and snowmobile trails. Well, I guess that's better than just, going off and just cutting up the snow all over the place. If people just stay where there's already a kind of a trail. Is Ryan Hall on YouTube, you guys? I don't know. Okay, good. Sebring, Florida, right? I guess Ed was talking about his horses. I guess I missed that. Yeah, the things I've seen are bread, frozen pizza, eggs. Seemed like well, I mean, I walked in and this whole island was empty. I don't know, maybe they were just shifting things around. But I go to the same store all the time in Nashville. When I go see my mother, I go to Sprouts. I'd rather not, but there's no organic food anywhere near me. So I just go there when I'm in to see her. And I saw her on Sunday, and I got her to sing a song. I thought I might even put it in a video. I'm thinking about it. She sang, let's see, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. I got her to sing that. And she was very lively. Usually it's just, she's just sort of singing like that, just not that much expression. And then she was going, swing low. Okay. Let's see. The Happy Gardener is here. Hey there. Wow. You stocked up, Jenny. Frost in growing zone 10. Rob, I'm trying to remember where you are. I'm sorry. Plant potatoes in late February. Well, I guess if I gave you all my egg cartons though, didn't I, Daryl? I could separate those. When you keep them in the bag, they have a tendency to get mushy and mold faster. I could separate them out and put them in egg cartons or something and maybe stretch it out until late February. What I was thinking of doing is digging up that mound over there by the side garden, just loosening that soil because it's really hard now, and planting them in there. And then I still have, Daryl told me to hang on to some of my hay because I might not get any hay, when I need them in the spring, when I need it in the spring. So we didn't use all of it. Wow, Ryan Hall's getting a ringing endorsement. I'm going to have to check. Is it a channel on YouTube? Yes, Christy, thank you. Cammie is here. Oh, it's Ryan Hall, y'all. Oh. I see. Okay. Jack has sort of explained it to me. I have asked Jack about other people on YouTube, and he still feels that the National Weather Service is the most accurate. What is a green tag item, John? Cherie must be leaving. Oh, yes, I do. I did record it. The Happy Gardener said I should record my mother. In fact, I for about 10 years, when I was still in California, I only saw her once or twice a year. And whenever I would go, I have a really good microphone. It's called a Zoom, no relation to the Zoom, interview app or whatever. And I think it's called an H1. It's an H5, I think. And it's a really good microphone. And I would take that, and it would always be noisy though. She lived in an apartment building, and we'd go and sit outside and it'd be really quiet, and somebody would drive by, have to wait and drive by. But she's so different now. She's like a different person. She was very impatient with, and didn't like, I'd say after 75, maybe after 75 up to 80, she just couldn't stand to see herself anymore. She hated the wrinkles and she hated looking at herself. So she didn't want her picture taken. So that's tough when you got a daughter who's always, got a camera. And, before cell phones, I always had a camera. And so I would take this microphone and I would ask her about old times because she still had really sharp long-term memory and she could remember all kinds of things. But now it's all gone. But it was funny because when she was singing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot," she said, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of sailors coming down to me. I said, wait a minute. Those were angels, weren't they? I said, you're thinking of Daddy and all those sailors coming back from World War II. Oh, she cracked up. She had a big old laugh about that. And when you see the reaction of that, you think she doesn't have dementia because she got what I was saying and she understood it was funny but Okay, Jack, take care. Let's see. Thank you, Cammie. How's your husband doing? I hope better. Hey, we've got 91 people. Thank you so much for joining. This is February 1st. I'm coming to you from Tennessee in my relatively new homestead. I've been here for 13, 14. I'm starting my 15th month. Hard to believe. It went by like that. It went by like that, but then, oh my gosh, so much happened last year. It was just like, wow. So many things had to be fixed and built and made and remade and refixed. And wow, it was interesting. Kevin, are you referring to what my mother was saying about the sailors? Were you in the Navy? I know, and the thing is, Happy Gardner saying she wished she had recorded her dad more. And, I didn't record my dad at all. I think I had one conversation with him recorded on a mini, what do you call those little tiny mini cassettes that were like that big? And that was the size of the recorder in the first digital. I had the first Sony digital. It was called a camera, digital film camera, digital movie camera. And I don't remember what we called the thing because it didn't take still shots. Well, I suppose you could make it take still shots. I never did. But I had him recorded on one of those. But I don't have any device now that plays those little things except that camera. I still have that camera. And the only reason I kept it was because I thought, well, but you don't use something for, let's see, I got that when my son was born. He's 31. So, yeah. It's been sitting in the back of my cabinet it was sitting back there for at least 27 or 28 years. I can't imagine it would work if you charge the battery and put it in. Thank you, Kevin. I thought you were. Thank you. Good. Cammie's husband is hanging in there. Doctor appointments next week. Okay. I pray that he rallies and that you have, wonderful time together. Beatrice is here from New York. She tried a manuka honey mixed with turmeric in a paste for inflammation. Well, okay, so it's a paste. You're eating it, right? Because I suppose you could also put that on your skin. Oh, that's a good idea. Southern Alabama Garden is saying that it's Sunday at church with her mother. She turned on the cell phone and recorded her singing. You'll value that. I've sort of, each time I go, I either take a picture or take a little video clip. And so the thing is, what do you do with that? Of what value is it, except to me, really? Even my siblings, maybe if I went to the trouble to put all that together into a form, they might look at it once. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know anymore. Time, when you sort of start measuring time, how much time it takes to do something. And I mean, and the perfect example is my mother. She wrote her memoirs. This is when she was just she was the most productive person you would ever know. And she was always making something. And when my father had 2 strokes and she was having to care for him, she decided to start writing her memoirs. So she wrote her memoirs in 2 volumes. One was The Trip, was the first one that took her up to 18 when she met my father, and then our father, I should say. And then the other one was the journey onward. The Journey Onward was her second one. And she left off there, I think she was about 75 when she finished that one. And she started writing on the very first, I guess my brother got it for her, the very first Microsoft gray box computer, had the gray screen with the orange letters, and each one kind of popped up like a video game. It was the weirdest thing, but she loved that thing. And she wrote her whole first book on it. And she got, but it got to where the printer would not, there was nobody in my small town to kind of keep her software updated or anything like that. And finally, the printer wouldn't communicate with the computer. The printer wouldn't. And so she couldn't print anything out. So then she was carrying it over to the church. They had a big Xerox machine, and she'd go over there and my father was an elder, and she was kind of like, minor royalty. So they would Xerox anything for her and all that. So anyway, she only made, I think 4 or 5 copies of each one of them, Xeroxed, and put it in a ring binder. And she used to, back when she was more with it, she would always complain about my siblings, and whoever she had given the book to read didn't read it. So that's a long way of getting back to what I was saying about, trying to put all these clips, trying to compile everything. I thought for the longest time I was going to get my sound editor to marry these pieces of audio together. But without a picture, I don't know. Might be interesting to play for a podcast or something. But they were recorded on some on the phone and some on this really nice sound recorder. So I don't know how it's all going to look. Okay, we lost some folks. Maybe I talked too long. Let's see, where are we? Evidently, Scott Head of Black Gumbo has joined us. There he is. Fantastic. I still haven't started my single seed challenge, but I've decided that, you're probably right to do a pepper seed, because it's something that will grow in a decent sized pot, and then you can have a much longer season, bring it in, and see. That's what I did with my peppers, and I was harvesting peppers like in November, I think. So I'm probably going to do that. That's funny. Susan is saying Ryan Hall adds the y'all. When they were on TV, they wanted him to sound less Southern. He must be older then, because when I first went to New York and I would go to auditions, they would go, "Where are you from?" No, they didn't say that like that. "Where are you from?" And so I knew that as soon as I got there, I knew that I was going to have to get rid of my Southern accent, and I worked very hard at that. People have been telling me though lately that they're hearing more Southern in my speak. Ah, yes, Kevin. I hope you get the financing. Kevin has bought property in northern. Why do I want to say northern? I want to say it's in Georgia because you're in Florida now. Anyway, I've seen pictures of it and it's just beautiful. I would love to live on a piece of property like that. I hope you get the financing. I hope you get to start on your house. Well, Cammie, you better get it off your phone. That's all I have so many things that I had on my phone, and it can go at any time. You do a software. I purposely have not updated my. I don't even know where my phone is. I purposely have not updated my software on my phone because I've heard the latest iPhone updates are very, a lot of surveillance there. And so, but at any time, if you mistakenly did an update or it's set to update or something, you could lose stuff, important stuff like that. So if you know how to get it out of your phone and get it onto a backup drive via your computer, that's the best thing. Okay, Ann Brodzinski says, thank you to everyone who prayed for her husband with heart failure in the last few videos. Very much appreciated. And how can I ask how he's doing, Ann? Let's see. The Happy Gardener says, I should drag out my dad's video audio. Give him a minute of love. If you're talking about that little cassette tape, I don't even know where that is. I haven't everything. It's shameful, and I hate myself, but I haven't organized my stuff. I just launched right into fixing things and doing things and living, and I never went through all my things and organized them. So I don't know where anything is like that, unfortunately. Oh, Scott says his single seed challenge has so far failed. Okay. Why do you think you failed? Do you know? Oh, I understand, Happy Gardener. It's just I don't know where anything is. I'm going to have to really, really get organized. I was more organized. Well, not really, no. I haven't been organized since I was at my house. So. So, Kevin, are you saying your father passed away? Is that what you're saying? Oh, thank you, Kodiak, for calling me queen. I appreciate that. No, but back in the day, you had to have you had to have it was called something. It was, we had to speak in the mid, we could not have a striking accent. We had to be like mid America. It had to be, you couldn't have it, like you couldn't be from, Brooklyn. You couldn't have any kind of an accent. You had to have very, you know, so that you appeal to a wide audience. But that was back then. Anything goes now, and plus they don't pay anything. In commercials, we worked our way up, so we had minimums and all of this. I did 100 of them, so you get to a point where you know you make a certain amount, and then it's negotiated and all that. And then when the internet came in, our union just sold us down the river. I don't mind saying that, it's true. They sold us down the river when cable came in. They all thought, oh, cable's never going to be anything. Still network, meaning ABC, CBS, and NBC. And they, I did a commercial once for Charles Schwab, and this ran the year after 9/11, 2002. And you would turn on any cable channel, and it would run like 22, 25 times a day, every day. And, for like one period, I think it's 3-month period, I made like $600 or something. If that had been on network, I would have made a lot of money. But they did the same thing with internet. And then the producers got smart and said, hey, why do we want to pay these professionals when we can get just anybody to say anything for like $400, $200, $300, $400. So that really ended a lot of people's ability to actually make a living, pay into their pension and all of that. Anyway, enough of that. Yes, thank you, John. John is mentioning that ways to support my channel are listed underneath each video and live stream. So I would be very grateful if you would find some ways under there that are comfortable for you to do that. If you're not able to do that, then just share. That doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost you anything, and you'll be spreading the word. And that would be I'd be very grateful. Oh, I think I've got you beat. Birch Pine says that they've got 5-year boxes. When we moved from New York to California, everything went to a storage facility, and where it was untouched for, I don't know, maybe 5 years. And then it was all moved to the garage. So all of the New York boxes, it still had the shippers labels and everything from New York, which was 1989. Insane. I mean, when I did the estate sale and sold the house, it was, many of those boxes had never been opened from New York. Let's see. We're talking about Anne's husband. Okay. That's a good question, Daryl. It'll really depend on how many people that bothers, I guess. And best of luck tomorrow. She said her husband's getting his first echocardiogram. But I mean, did you say what his condition is? And what happened? Let's see. Oh, he had a heart device implanted. Okay. Catherine is here from Spring, Texas. Hello, Catherine. A lot of people say that, Susie, but believe me. You'll change your mind. Uh, okay. Okay. So you're in the city in Florida and you're moving to North Florida. Okay. I think I got that straight. That's Kevin at Big Wave Flaw. Oh, great. Catherine loves her late bloomer mug. I don't have one out tonight. There is one left, and I'm not going to ask her to make any more unless I get requests. And I would have to get, 4 or 5 requests. She doesn't have her own kiln. But if somebody wants that one, and I can't remember if it's Homestead or Gardener, but there's one mug left. If somebody wants that mug, either send me a PayPal of $40, but send to a friend. Otherwise, they take out a commission and then I wind up with like $2 for my channel. So, do $40 to PayPal, and you can find that information underneath each video. So let's see. And if I don't sell it, then I'll probably just have her send it to me and I'll hang on to it. Actually, I didn't think that, Kevin, at all. That's terrible. It should be it's such a huge subject, Kevin, and I'm very sorry, very, very sorry that happened. I think Haffy was the same, you couldn't go see your father or something too, right, Happy? What did Dolly Parton fix, Kodiak? I missed that. Yeah, everybody, help me to get to 65,000. I don't know what I'm doing way down here, but that's where I'm at. So I'm starting to think that YouTube is like taking away my subscribers, because I used to make, a lot of subscribers a month, and I know things are weird and everything, but literally I'll gain 3 and they'll be gone the next day, and I'll gain 3 more and they'll be gone the next day. It's, I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out. So I'm doing all that I can. But if you guys could share, it would be awesome. Yes, Gail, there is, and we can't be sad, and we have to shine a light. We have to shine our light, because that's, we just have to do the best that we can do. But now, things are happening now with hospitals, and hospitals are getting called out. And that's happened, I think, 3 times in the last 2 weeks that I know about. There's a certain person who's a truth teller. He's really calling it out. And I mean, some of these hospitals get paid an enormous amount of money to, they get reimbursed a lot of money to do certain things. And so I encourage everybody to make sure, if you have to go to the hospital, make sure that the hospital allows you to have patient rights, because they've waived. We used to have rights and they've waived them. So, take care, Ed. Yes, that's the thing, is like my mother was put into hospice, so because she did really poorly. Gosh, it's the year before last. She was really in bad shape, and so they thought she was going to die. So they put her in. They listed her as hospice, so they allowed us to go in and see her, because they figured she was going to die. So They said you can go visit her. So we visited her that whole year when a lot of other people couldn't see their parents or grandparents, and then she got better. And that they say that happens a lot. They get put into hospice and they get better. I mean, she didn't go anywhere. She stayed in the same room, but she had different treatment and they listed it differently. So it's crazy. The whole thing's crazy. But I'm glad you got to see her, Connie. And I'm very sad that Kevin didn't get to see his dad. And if he had a massive heart attack, I mean, that's a natural occurrence. It happens to a lot of people. So that's right. Live life to the fullest. And it's hard to do that now, just the way things are. In Tennessee, they're a lot better than some other places, but it's hard to do that. No real reason. Okay, Anne. Have you heard of black seed oil? I don't know if I wonder if that would help with your actual heart muscle, because that's more of a muscular thing than a blood thing, right? The heart. I'm not a doctor. I just know about black seed oil. Yes. The whole I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but I mean it's crazy. Tess is saying hello, all gardeners from Sacramento. Wow. Hey, Judy is asking about what does everyone grow in the garden to attract pollinators? Well, I haven't had my first monarch butterfly. Well, no, wait. I think I got a glimpse of one last year, but it was so fast, it was gone. And but I can tell you that they love the cosmos. Was it cosmos out here? Yeah, they love the cosmos and the bees. I mean, we have mainly big bumblebees. That's mainly what I have here. But I have seen a few butterflies, not a lot. I'm hoping to grow. I have a whole bunch of flower seeds. I have so many seeds. I was literally, I haven't posted that picture actually. I was sorting my seeds. I still have this stack to do. I haven't organized those yet. If you have not ordered seeds, I know I said this last week, and I know Scott may be still listening. Scott is and if you're a big fan of Scott, then do it from his channel. But if you're a big fan of mine, I'm going to try to be an affiliate for Seeds for Generations. It's a family-owned business, and this is they have a lot of great information on the seed pack. And a lot of variety. And look, I have snapdragon, forget-me-not, dill, zinnia, nasturtium, bush bean. See, I need to sort these. But look at this really cool bush bean. I don't know if you can see that. It's called dragon tongue. It just looked really cool. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And actually, I have one more order. I ordered from Southern Exchange. Somebody recommended that, and I hadn't ordered from them before. And I thought, well, I'm in the South. Let's order from Southern Exchange. Except a lot of the seeds are from all over, and they're not, specifically for the South. But there's no way I have so many seeds. Let's see, who do we have here? Catherine. That's interesting. Everybody's got their favorites. Everybody's got their favorites, and that's cool. We can all have different opinions. We don't have to have, oh, you've got to think this or you got to think that. We can have different opinions. But I would say pollinators, all kinds. There's some herbs. The best thing is to check the package. I mean, I've got some stuff here that I didn't grow last year. I didn't grow any of these. Forget-me-nots, zinnia, nasturtium. Zinnias actually, I love zinnias, but they would get mildew in California, believe it or not. And it was very frustrating. I love lobelia. Pollinators love dill. They love borage. I got all kinds of stuff. And they love, remember the cardinal climber? They love that cardinal climber. And this looks very similar. I wonder if it could be the same thing. This is called cypress vine. I just saw this in the store. And this is Amidara. This looks like Queen Anne's lace, but it's kind of a mauve color. And it's for pollinators. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can choose. A lot of herbs. Oh, look, Daryl, look what I have here. I had to buy this. They're so cute. I think I showed it to you before. All right, let me see if I can get... I have the hat on. Patricia's asking me which one in the picture is me. I have the hat on. I was playing a man in that, and no, I haven't gotten those bug strips things. In that staged reading, I was playing a man, and I was wearing the baseball cap, leaning on my knee. Did anybody else? Susan, yeah, I'm good. I mean, I bit my tongue today and I hit my head right here. But no, I'm not down. I just, I was talking about my mother, she has dementia and she's probably not ever leaving this place. And, so just things like that, you just live with it. It's just the way it is, and I need to find some help here. And so things are concerning me, not to mention what's going on in the world. That's concerning me. But in general, no, I'm not down. Thanks for asking. Okay. Yay! Tina ordered a late bloomer t-shirt. I wanted to give a shout out to everybody that's recently supported my channel in buying t-shirts, buying the cups, the mugs, and however else that you've done that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Good. Judy's going to order a long sleeve. I love that. I love the, there's two different ones. And one is, because they have a number of different styles and they don't make them all. They're made by different factories, different, so I like the one that's, it's got, well, I can tell you, it's in the heather gray. It's the one in the heather gray. And I'm trying to think if those are late bloomer or if those are dirt person. But anyway, that's a softer fabric and I like those better. A bee balm is awesome. I think I might have bee balm in my, I haven't organized flower seeds yet, but bee balm, when I grew bee balm in California, oh my gosh, the butterflies loved it. I don't have any salvia at all, and I don't know that I'll be getting anyone. Right. Cammie is saying, I'm the one with the hat and the attitude. I was quite a bit thinner there too, I have to say. But I'm starting as soon as I get off, I'm going to finish my juice. I've got half a gallon made, and I'm going to finish the gallon, and then I'm going to put it into 4-quart jars and seal them up, put them in the refrigerator, and drink some each day until it's gone. Then I'm going to make more. I have marigolds, sunflowers, yeah, all that. Let's see. Anne says, for people who have a hard time growing lavender from seed, which I did last year. I have 2 plants out there that I think are going to survive the winter. When you say plant them now while it's cold, do you mean plant seeds indoors on a heat mat right now? Or what do you mean, Anne? Oh, grow them in milk jugs or WEPPL. Ooh. Oh, zone 10 though. Yeah, see. He's growing popcorn cassia. Somebody gave me those seeds one time. I didn't even know what it was. I wonder, I haven't come across those. I might have, I don't know if I still have those. Somebody gave me a few of those about 5 or 6 years ago. And I used to grow all kinds of milkweed, but I don't have any milkweed. I have one butterfly bush out there that, hopefully it made it through the winter. I don't know. Sweet almond, I don't know what that is. Shepherd's needles, beggar ticks, Spanish needles, butterfly needles. I don't even know what all that stuff is. That's awesome. Where are you, Sharon? Remind me. She's bracing for ice and snow. Oh, yes, everyone. Please hit the thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. If you're on mobile, you just click off the live chat, hit the thumbs up, and then click right back on the live chat. Oh, Mariana Zinsu, thank you so much. Green juice, and I have a video on my channel. I did not film it. I wonder if it's just a blog post. No, yeah, here we go. Yep. Yeah, so I'm gonna share this video with you because I did not film this today. I'm just trying to get I also made a gallon of chicken broth. So I got to put all that away when I get off to Arkansas. Yes, you're in the major path of this. I sent a message to my friend in Arkansas. Take lavender cuttings and root them. Somehow I think that they're kind of frozen and dead. What's above ground? I don't know. Are they easy to root? Susan is talking about rooting lavender. I would love to do that because, you grow it from seed and it takes, one of them was like that big after a whole year. So, Anne, to answer your question, I make green juice out of, the proportions are about 50%, about 40% celery, and about 30%, 25 to 30, 20% green zucchini and 20% carrots, and whatever's left, parsley. I'm doing parsley and cilantro, a whole bunch of parsley and cilantro, and one bunch of lacinato kale. That's what I'm doing tonight. And also I had a couple of apples over there that weren't the freshest, and so they're going in there too. And then also what I do is I take a small amount of the juice, put it in the blender with a big dollop of raw honey and blend it, and then I pour it back into the gallon and mix it up, and then I pour it into smaller jars. Uh, so that's the way I've been doing it since 2000, basically. It's when I got that machine. Oh, Gail says she must not have a green thumb. I didn't have one either. So let's see if we can't help you get to be a better gardener. What seems to be the problem? Oh, okay, Rob. It's Post Office Box 2358, Lebanon, Lebanon, Tennessee, 37088. Do you have to have the root hormone when you root it? I mean, because if you cut it and you put it directly in water, that'll just wash off, right? So I'm assuming you only use the rooting hormone when you're sticking it in the dirt. Amazing autist. What do you know? Well, we're getting off though. So, but I'm so glad you made the tail end of it. Oh, well, John Kohler would know. He's been selling juicers for a long time, so I haven't heard of a vacuum juicer. That's interesting. I don't know anything about that. No, it's not too early. You must have missed my recent video. I've got a tray over here of broccoli, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower. And it's already all germinated. They're like that tall. So no, I mean, the thing is, when they're ready to go outside, you got to be ready to receive them outside. So watch my video, my recent video, and I talk a little bit about that. I'm going to show it when that actually gets ready to go outside, because we're in a grand solar minimum. So who knows what February is going to be like this month? Yeah. So we could be in for some real cold weather. Who knows? I mean, last year our biggest snow was in March. So those plants are going to need to be planted before then. I mean, obviously I can pot them up and keep them under lights and all that in the garage, but that is so much work. And I did all of that last year. You can see it all in those videos. I potted everything up and waited, but I'm going to try to get some things out into the ground. But you've got to mulch, you got to cover it with a frost blanket and plastic over the top. So that's how you can do it. Debbie is here. Hello, Debbie. Well, and I haven't actually had a glass of this green juice since I was in my apartment. Denora was still working for me, and I just gave her that. That was one of her jobs when she would come and work for me once a week, and so I had green juice at my apartment, but I haven't had it since then. That's like almost a year and a half. So I'm anxious to get back on it. James Glasgow is here. I have a walnut for a swing. Toes people toes. Not quite sure what that means. Okay, Gail is a very frustrated gardener. We need to try to help her. Wow. Oh, well, my lavender looks like it's dead out there, but I'm hoping it's not. So does the butterfly bush. But I'm, I'm hoping it just sprouts back. And you should tell me how you did that, because I have an Instant Pot that I've never used, if you can believe. It was given to me before I left my house by Teresa from San Diego, who is now moving. Well, no, she's already moved to Idaho, not far from my other son. So I have 2 friends and my son near Boise now, and I really want to get up there, but I don't think right now is a good time to be traveling. Start Luffa seeds now, everybody, if you're going to grow that. Daryl says, I mean, I'm looking right there. I have probably 15, maybe 20 good loofah sponges, and I'm going, I have enough loofah sponge to last me the rest of my life. So, and I don't really love to eat it. I did try it a couple of times, and so I'm probably not going to grow that. Although it's a lot. If I had big teepee trellises like you do, I would grow it just because it's fun. But no, I got some really nice apples. Not from an orchard, though. I got them from the store. But it'd be really nice to make apple butter. Okay. So, Cammie, you're in Zone 7 in North Carolina. You're not anywhere near Greensboro, I hope. Did you hear about the fertilizer plant that mysteriously caught on fire yesterday? It seems awfully strange, considering that fertilizer is going to be in bit my tongue, such short supply this year. Okay, let's see if I can get caught up here. Good night, Ann. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. And you and your husband are in my prayers as well. Thank you, Birch Pine. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Gail, it's possible you could be overwatering, because that if you water too much, then you just drown them out and they never come up. If you're planting directly into, well, I don't know if you're doing trays. Let's talk more about it next time. If you're planting in yeah, you can. I have planted whole trays down there and nothing came up. And then last spring, when it was the right time to do it, I mean, I did that in the summer, everything came up. And I know in some cases I overwatered. I watered from the bottom, but I put too much water in there, so it took too long. And if you have, if you're talking about in seed trays, and you've got all your seeds in the dirt, but nothing has come up, and you put too much water underneath, it starts to be soggy, and then the green stuff grows on the top, and nothing happens. And that's the biggest problem for me, is watering too much. But then if you don't water enough, then that's bad too. So it's really tricky to get the watering right. And maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Okay, bye. Rose had to go to lock up her chickens. Okay, Daryl's gone. Garden like your life depends on it. Yeah, support trucker convoys, make this our best year ever. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be absolutely great to come out swinging this year after such a crap year last year? I mean, I had a good year here, don't get me wrong. I had some, just surviving here, I had some great success that way. But just in the world in general, So let's try to make this a great year. Stick together, find community, And Rob, thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to those seeds. Yes. Okay, Gail. See, that's probably the problem. You know, and you saw my recent one, right? If you're seeding, like I said, when I was mixing the water in with the soil, you want to get it moist but not wet. And back when we used to do a lot of potting up, Eric, who worked for me and stuff, we'd get too much water in that big mixing tray on the ground, and it would just be sopping wet in there, and then everything that it would rot the roots and all of that. So got to get that watering right. I assume that they got that fire put out, Cammie. I hope so. Yes, well, I'm composting. I've been composting since I got here. Oh, that's great. Patricia's going to try the milk jug. I don't have any milk jugs, so I don't think I'll be trying it. Luffa tastes like a cross between a cucumber. It is a cucurbit, and it tastes cross between a cucumber and like a bitter melon, which bitter melon is weird. I mean, I think. I mean, lots of people love it and know how to cook it so that it tastes great, but sort of like a cross between zucchini and cucumber and bitter melon. So I really feel like you have to use some kind of soy sauce or something, fish sauce or something to make it taste good. You'll find those kind of recipes online for Luffa, and I challenge you. Oh, by the way, don't forget to watch my Luffa video. That's my most watched video. I've got 1,100,000, almost 1,200,000 views on that video. So make sure you check that out. Just go to the top of my channel and click videos, and then type in Luffa. And most people spell it Luffa. I used to spell it Loofa. I can't remember what's on the video right now, but you'll probably find it. And another thing is, if you look underneath that video, because that video went viral all over the world, and there's so many cultures that really eat Luffa all the time, and a lot of people would say, here's how we make it, and here's how we make it. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of comments under that video, but you can get a lot of ideas about how to eat it. That's interesting, Cammie. I've never heard that. Good night, Beatrice. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have a fan in here, but I have a fan. I have a fan in the garage, and I keep that going all the time when I've got seedlings in there. So that, and it's on the other side of the room. So it's because it's a big floor fan, and it just gives everything a little bit of this, all day. Thank you, Debbie. Don't eat the SpongeBob. That's funny. Cammie, dilute. Oh yeah, I would bet so. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with me and liking this live stream. And I just hope that you subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. I hope to have a video up on Friday or Saturday. I really have to get caught up with some things in this house. I mean, I literally haven't even swept up my pine needles for my Christmas tree. And that beautiful ornament that I had in that one picture for my live stream, it fell off the tree and broke. So fantastic, Daisy Joe. Oh, that's great. Amazing Autist. Okay. We love you, Gemma. We love all of you. Love you. God bless you, and stay safe. And thank you for joining. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 5 o'clock.